Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know, guys. Everything good? There's no issues with the audio or the video? Okay, great. Amazing, guys. Amazing. So already almost 3 days of holiday has been there. So of course I'm not going to cancel any more classes because we have upcoming boot camps that we have to continue as well. Okay. In that case, now that I've already made sure that I've told you guys that the class won't be cancelled anymore. So we will be continuing with the class itself. Can you guys let me know what is the last topic that we had studied, guys? Can you guys let me know what is the last topic that we had studied? Can you guys let me know what is the last topic that we had studied, guys? Lists. Okay, so how much in lists have we covered? Just to make sure that I'm able to remember exactly where to start from. If I remember it correctly, slicing on list had been done. The in operator of membership, that is the membership functions, had been done. Uh, I think so. We were on mutability and order. This is where we were, if I'm not wrong. Am I right, guys? We haven't started with mutability and order. Am I right, guys? Please let me know. Mutability and order, we have not yet started that. So we are at that point itself. Great. Let me just open it up in Google Colab. Let me just open up Google Colab. Let me open up the notebook in Google Colab. It will take me a second. Open notebook. We want to upload it via GitHub. We'll just copy the URL from here. We'll paste the URL right over here. We'll do a search and that will open up the URL inside our notebook inside our Google Colab. So click on connect. In the meanwhile, I will open up the live chat on my mobile phone as well so that I'm able to see your chats. Open up the live chat on my mobile phone. Yes, I've opened up the live chat as well. Great. And I will just scroll down to the place where we were at. All this has been completed. Let's worship operators. This. And we were at mutability and ordered. Sneh Ashish Patra. I have not received the previous front-end development bootcamp certificates. I have mailed also, till not got no response. Patra, it will take time. It will take almost 3 to 4 weeks for us to go through the emails to check everything up once again. So please be patient. There's nothing else that can be done. We don't have a lot of people working for us. So it'll take us almost 3 to 4 weeks. If you're not able to get the certificate, it will take us a bit of time to make sure that we are able to check it. So please be patient. This is not something that can be done in a day or two. Okay. And because we were all on holidays for the past 3 4 days, so again we haven't checked any emails in that point of time as well. So I think so we'll be having 4 more lectures, 26, 27, 28 and 29th. So we'll be having 4 more lectures for this particular bootcamp. 29th will be the last day for this bootcamp. Okay. So Yeah, let's continue from right over there. So let's continue. Okay. So mutability and order, like I had previously said, can you guys let me know what is like? I told you guys to remember one sentence when we were starting off with list. I told you guys to remember one sentence that what is the mutable, what is the coefficient of mutability for lists, and what is the order like. So I told you guys to remember that. Do you guys remember what are lists? Are lists mutable or immutable in nature? And guys, let me know. Can you guys let me know what are lists? Lists are mutable or immutable in nature, guys. Can you guys let me know? I told you guys to remember that. It's a mutable in nature and ordered in nature as well. Okay, we had told you guys to remember this particular statement. Lists are mutable and ordered. So now we need to understand, okay, what does mutability actually mean? What does it mean that lists are mutable in nature? Okay, so uh, we have already seen that lists and strings are very similar to each other. Both of them support slicing, both of them supports indexing, both and suppose the in and not in operators as the membership operators. Both of them suppose the length function. Okay, so all these different stuff are like very similar in the case of lists and strings. So what is the major difference between the two? Now, one of the most simplest difference that you will be able to say between a list and a string is that a list is a like a collection of objects that can be strings, integers, floats, or bools, and strings are a sequence of characters. Okay, so this is the like a major difference between the two itself. But a more important difference that is that strings cannot be modified and lists can. Okay, you can modify a list but you cannot modify a string. Now what is mutants? Okay, you guys must have heard about this term called as mutants if you guys are into Marvel or something like that. So basically there's something called as mutation that happens in the genes of humans that causes them to develop some certain superpowers. Now this mutation is basically modifying of the genes of that human itself, and mutation is also something that occurs in normal nature as well. You mutate certain properties of a plant to help it produce more number of fruits. Okay, to give it a particular type of mutation itself to generate a particular flavor of a fruit, and so on and so forth, maybe a particular color of the flower as well. So all this mutation is basically modification, some type of modification that can be done. And lists are mutable in nature, they can be modified, whereas strings are immutable in nature, that is they cannot be modified. So let us look at an example right over here. Again, we are using the exact same list called as students. Please remember that students s is plural, so that is like plural students. And we are having like a list of students: Sam, Pam, Rocky, Austin, Steve, Banner, Tony, Bruce, Henry, Clark, and Diana. Now in a list is comprised of elements. Okay, if these elements Sam, Pam, Rocky, Austin, if I want to modify this list, okay, if I want to modify this list, I want to change the elements present in the list itself. That is how you will be able to modify the list. Now for example, instead of having Rocky at the index 2, as you're able to see right over here, at index 2 you are having Rocky. Okay, at index 2 you are having Rocky right over here. So instead of having Rocky right over there, I want to change it to Ben. Okay, I want to change this particular element, that is Rocky, to Ben. Okay, this is one of the elements that is present in the list, and I want to change this element from Rocky to Ben. I can do that very simply in a list. Okay, students, that is the name of the list, at index 2. Okay, students at index 2, the element should be equal to Ben. So I'm replacing Rocky with Ben. I'm replacing Rocky at index 2 with Ben. So if I'm running this particular line of code, okay, if I'm running this particular line of code, you're easily able to see that when I'm printing the list called as students, I'm having Sam, Pam, Ben, Austin. Instead of having Rocky right over here, I'm having Ben. So I've modified the list. Okay, I've modified the list, and this is the reason why we call list as mutable in nature. That is, we can modify it. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. Now, the same thing cannot be done on a string. The same thing cannot be done on a string. Now, a string is a collection, okay, of characters right over here. If I want to modify a string, I have to modify one of these characters right over here. But because strings are immutable in nature, that is, I cannot modify a string. So even if I'm trying, so here I'm having a particular string that is called as student, and I'm naming it as Barry. Okay, if I'm selecting student and then index 1, if I'm selecting student and then index 1 right over here, and I want to change it to E, okay, I want to change it to from Barry, I want to change it to Berry. If I'm trying to do this, you will be able to see that this is not possible. It's giving me a type error that string object does not support item assignment. Okay, string object does not support item assignment. If I want to change the if I want to change the string Barry to Berry, I will have to recreate a new string. I cannot modify it. I have to recreate an entirely new string. So I have to write student is equals to BERRY, Berry. I have to again reassign a new particular string to student. Okay, I have to make sure that the old one is forgotten and a new one is assigned right over there. Okay, and if I'm running this particular line of code, you will be able to see that we are getting Berry on our screen. Okay, we are getting Berry on our screen right over here, and that is the reason why lists are mutable in nature, whereas strings are immutable in nature. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. Now, what is order? So basically, order means that let me open up Paint, not Control Panel, Paint. So understanding order is pretty simple. When I'm creating a particular list, okay, I'm writing student is equals to, let's assume, having students, students is equals to something. Okay, let's assume we are having A comma B comma C comma D comma E comma F. If I'm writing this particular line of code that students is equals to A comma B comma C comma D comma E comma F, I'm writing a code like this. In that case, the list that is going to be created, A is going to be at index 0, B is going to be at index 1, C is going to be at index 2, D is going to be at index 3, E is going to be at index 4, and F is going to be at index 5. That is, it is going to be in the same order as which it was created. Okay, that the elements that are there in the list will be saved in the exact same order. Okay, the elements that are present in the list are saved in the exact same order that they were created as. Okay, and hence it is called as ordered in nature. It's not that if you are writing this particular line of code that students equals to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay, that F would be present at a 0th index, C would be present at the first index, and so on and so forth. It is not going to be saved randomly. It's going to be created in the exact same, it is going to be saved in the exact same manner as it was created as. The same goes on for a string as well. The same goes on for a string as well. I'm creating a string called as Barry. Okay, so student student is equals to, and then I'm having a particular string that is Barry, Barry. In that particular case as well, the elements of the characters present in this particular string will be saved in the exact same manner, in the exact same indexing as it was created as. So B will be present at the 0th index, A will be present at the first index, R will be present at the second index, the second R will be present at the third index, and Y will be present at the fourth index. That is going to get saved in the same order as it was created as. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. And hence, lists and strings both are ordered in nature. Lists and strings are both are ordered in nature. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Apurva Sani, I think so. Is this the first class that you're visiting? The code is already there in the description of the video itself. Okay. We will start from here. Now, some useful functions for lists that you should be familiarizing yourself with. We've already looked at the len function. Can you guys let me know what does the len function do on a list? Can you guys let me know what does a len function do on a list, guys? We have already studied about it, so you should be able to answer this. What does the len function do on a list, guys? Len function. Can you guys let me know what does the len function do on a list? Great. The number of elements that are present in the list. Okay, not the length of a list. Okay, that time you will understand. Length is the function name. Okay, do not answer questions by just stating the question. That means you don't know anything. Okay, always try to answer it as clearly as possible. Number of characters. Okay, a number of elements that are present in the list itself. Okay, similar to that, there are other three functions that I want you guys to understand: the max function, the min function, and the sorted function. Okay, so maximum, as the name says, returns the greatest element of the list. Minimum, as the name says, returns the minimum element of the list. And sorted returns a copy of the list that is in the ascending order. Okay, that is in the ascending order. Now, for numbers, I'm able to understand it. Okay, for numbers, okay, I'm having integers, I'm having let's say floating point numbers. I'm able to understand how the entire list will be sorted. Okay, so it will be sorted in the ascending order. So smallest number first, greatest number after that. If I want to get the maximum number from the list, I will be able to get that. If I want to get the minimum number from the list, I will be able to get that. But what about characters? What about strings? If I'm having strings, okay, if I'm having a list of strings itself, what will happen in that particular time? Okay, how will I get the maximum character, maximum element from a list of strings? How will I get the minimum element of from a list of strings? How will I sort the entire list in the ascending order when it is a list of strings itself? For that, you guys need to understand the ASCII values. How many of you do not have any understanding about ASCII value, guys? Please let me know. How many of you do not have any understanding about ASCII values? Please let me know, guys. How many of you do not have any understanding about the ASCII values? Please let me know, guys. No issues. So every character, every number, every special character as well, whether it be a comma or a full stop, has a particular value associated with it that has been decided by the ASCII values. Okay, it has been decided by the ASCII values itself. Everybody who is there right now needs to understand that this particular table, okay, is something that you have to learn. Okay, you have to just rote learn it. There's no other option. Okay, there's nothing to understand right over here. Okay, you cannot understand it. You have to just memorize it. There is no other going around. I am not going to explain it to you. This is a table. Every particular stroke that you are having on your keyboard, okay, every particular button that you are having on your keyboard, whether it be let's assume okay, as you're able to see, even for space, even for your exclamation mark or your plus symbol or your numbers or any other special characters that are there right over here, your alphabets as well, okay, capital letters, small letters, hyphens, then you're having your brackets and everything. Every particular symbol has its very own value, very own ASCII code. For example, a capital A has an ASCII code of 65, a capital Z has an ASCII code of 90, as you're able to see right over here. Okay, small a has a ASCII code of 97, a small z has an ASCII code of 122. So you have to remember this. There is no other way, other particular method or something like that. Okay, so at least for numbers, okay, from 0 to 9, okay, at least for numbers that is 0 to 9, and then for characters that is capital A to capital Z, and then small a to small z, you should be able to remember the ASCII values. Okay, there is no other going around about it. Okay, ASCII table, you can just search for it on the internet, you will be able to find it, as simple as that. Okay, okay, great. So now that I've covered this up with you guys as well, so this is what you will be requiring to get the maximum element, to get the minimum element, and to get like to sort a particular list of strings itself. So for example, if I'm having a list of strings, let's assume right over here. Okay, let's assume I'm having car, cat, bat, rat, tat, shaurya. Okay, I'm having this particular list right over here: car, cat, bat, rat, tat, and shaurya. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, I'm having this particular list that I'm having. I want to find the maximum element, I want to find the minimum element, and I want to sort it out as well. So let's start with sorting it out. Okay, because if you are able to sort it out, you will be easily able to identify what is the minimum element and what is the maximum element. To sort a particular list of strings, I would not be repeating this at any point of time because it's a very long thing. So I will not be repeating it. Listen to me very carefully the first time itself, understand it in one go. It's very simple, not too hard, so I don't think so it should be that difficult for you guys. Okay, so it's very simple. First, what you're going to do is you're going to start looking at the first element. Okay, first particular element of each, or first letter of each of these elements itself. Okay, first letter of each of these elements. So here it is C, here as well it is C, here it is B, it is R, it is T, it is S. Okay, you are going to note down the ASCII values for each of these, okay, elements. Okay, you are going to note down the ASCII values for each of these letters itself. So for C, let us just check it from here. So it's a small c. So small c has a ASCII value of 99. Okay, small c has an ASCII value of 99 right over here. So this has an ASCII value of 99. Again, this is also small c, so it also has an ASCII value of 99. This is small b, so it has an ASCII value of 98. Okay, this is R. So R has an ASCII value of 114. Okay, R right over here has an ASCII value of 114. T has an ASCII value of, let's just check, it is 116. Okay, so 116 is the ASCII value of T, and 115 is the ASCII value of S. Okay, so we'll be noting down the ASCII values for each of these elements. Okay, now that you have noted it down, what is the smallest element, guys? What is the smallest ASCII value? Please let me know. What is the smallest ASCII value, guys? Please let me know. What is the smallest ASCII value, guys? Please let me know. $98 is the smallest ASCII value. The first particular element, the smallest element will be bat. As simple as that. The smallest element will be bat because it is unique. 98 is unique and it's the smallest. So bat is the smallest element. Now the second smallest is 99. The second smallest is 99, but we have 299 elements. We have 299 elements. Now, so in that case, we'll look at the next particular element. Okay, of these next particular character, next particular letter of these elements itself. Next letter is A. So it has an ASCII value of 97. Okay, it has an ASCII value of 97 right over here. Here as well it is A. Okay, again it has a 97 ASCII value. So both of them are 97 right over here. Both of them are 97. Again, they are similar. Again, they are the same. Okay, again, they are the same. In that particular case, I will start looking at the next particular element. The next particular element right over here is R. Okay, the next particular element here is R, which has an ASCII value of 114. And here the ASCII, it is T, which has an ASCII value of 116. So as 114 is less than 116, okay, as 114 is less than 116, so the next particular element, the next smallest element will be car, and after that we'll be having cat. Okay, after that the next particular smallest element is rat. Okay, because it's 114, so that will be rat right over here. Then you are having Shaurya, that is 115, so you will be having SHAURYA, Shaurya. And then the last particular element will be TAT, tat, which has the highest ASCII value of 116. As you are able to see, this is the ascending order of the elements in this particular list. So if I am using sorted on this list, the answer will come bat, car, cat, rat, Shaurya, and tat. That will be the answer that I will be able to get. The highest element will be tat. The lowest element will be bat right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Now you need to understand that max, min, and sorted won't work. Okay, will only work on lists that have the same data types. All the elements in the list should be of the same data type. Okay, you cannot have like strings and floats and like boolean and all these different stuff inside the same particular list. In that case, it won't work. Okay, the list should be of the same, all the elements present in the list should be of the same data type. All the elements present in the list should be of the same data type. Only then this will work, otherwise not. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Great. Okay. So next thing that what we are going to do right now is that we are going to go back and we are going to look at some of the examples. So can you guys let me know what will be the maximum element in this particular list, guys? Can you guys let me know what will be the maximum element in this particular list? Please do let me know. What will be the maximum element of this list, guys? Please do let me know. This list of students that we are having right over here, what will be the maximum element of this particular list, guys? Can you guys let me know? Can you guys let me know what will be the maximum element of this particular list, guys? This is the list as you are able to see right over here. Can you guys let me know what will be the maximum element of this particular list, guys? So apparently it is very easy to understand that the maximum element of this list will be Tony. Okay, will be Tony easily because T is the highest number that is there. And when it comes to your smallest number, it will be Austin because A is the smallest. Okay, so and what about Barry, guys? What about Barry? In the case of Barry, what will be the case, guys? In the case of Barry, what will be the largest element possible? In the case of Barry, guys, what will be the largest element possible, guys? In the case of Barry, what will be the largest element possible? In the case of Barry, what will be the largest element possible, guys? Why? That's absolutely clever. So I'm running this particular line of code. You will be able to see that we are getting Tony and Y as our answer. As simple as that. We are getting Tony and Y as our answer. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so please remember that max function, min function, and sorted will only work if the list is of the same data type. As you are able to see here, the list is of containing two different data types. We are having strings as well as we are having integers as well. If I'm running this particular line of code, if I'm trying to running this particular line of code, you are able to see that greater than is not supported between instances of string and int. Okay, greater than is not supported in instances of string and int right over here. So you cannot use max, min, or sorted on a list of having multiple data types. Okay, you always have to have the same data type right over here. Okay. So why you sort in ASCII method? It looks like A to Z method, Raj, because what if there was capital A and small a as well in the same name? What would you do in that case? To whom would you give preference? Okay, there was a hyphen in the middle of the name itself. How to what particular element would you give the preference to? So in that particular case, your A to Z method won't work. Okay, that isn't something, and we are not in like second standard anymore. Okay, you are a computer science grad right now when you're coming to this boot camp. In that case, you need to use the ASCII method itself. You cannot use these. Okay, this is a small a, smaller than small z. That won't work. Okay, so if there are special characters, if there are numbers, if there are capital letters, small letters mixed into the like elements, then in that case, you need to use the ASCII numbers itself to do it. Okay, great. Now let's try to understand the sorted method itself. So if you guys remember, okay, if you guys remember, print and students. So what I'm doing right over here is students was our original list. Okay, students was our original list. As you're able to see, this is our original list called as students. Okay, this is the original list called as students right over here. So if I'm performing sorted, okay, if I'm performing sorted on the students list itself, then like I said, it creates a copy of the list. Okay, that it then sorts. Okay, it is not the original list. It does not sorts the original list itself. It creates a copy of the list that is sorted. So that copy of the list, I'm calling it as characters. Okay, that copy of the list itself, I'm calling it as characters. So when I'm printing characters as well as the original list, you will be able to see that characters is a sorted list. So you're having Austin, Banner, Bruce, Clark, Diana, Henry, Pam, Rocky, Sam, and Steve, and Tony, as you're able to see right over here. So your characters list, okay, your characters list is sorted, whereas the original list remains unchanged. The original list remains unchanged right over here. So that is the use of the sorted method. It creates a copy of the list itself. Okay. So I've done C and DSA. We have never conducted a bootcamp on C and DSA. If you're saying that, that means you have not even attended the class itself. You don't even know the name of the bootcamp. The certificates go to the students according to the attendance and everything. If you're not received the certificate, check your spam emails. Otherwise, even if one day's attendance you have spelled it wrong with some other email ID, you will not be able to get the certificate. Okay, so there's nothing that can be done over it. So you just have to make sure that you are filling the attendance on time and properly. You are not filling it live, you are filling it at a later point of time, you're not going to get the certificate itself. Okay, so please do not disturb the class with doubts like that. If any questions or queries, you can email it to us on certificate@devtown.in. Usually we respond back in like 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. Okay, great. So sorted is very simple. Okay, sorted, as you're able to see, does not affect the original list. The original list was students. So it is not affected at all. As you're able to see, it remains as the original list itself. But you are able to create. Okay, the sorted creates a copy of the original list that is sorted in the ascending order, as you're able to see. And that list, we have named it up as characters. Okay, characters is the name of the copy of the list that is sorted right over here. in the ascending order. As simple as that, nothing too complicated, nothing to think about as well. Very simple. If you are able to understand English, you should be able to understand this as well. Okay, so next we are going to look at the join method on strings and lists. Okay, so this method is basically used to join all the elements that are present. Okay, concatenate all the elements present in a particular list using a particular string. So for example, right over here, if I want to join, okay, if I want to join all the elements, so this is a list that I've created right over here, guys, as you are able to see. Okay, we are having a list right over here: Jack, Old, Lantern. These are the three elements that are present in the list itself. Now for the same, each of the commas, okay, each of these commas will be replaced by the string that is there on the start. Okay, by the string that is there on the start itself. As you're able to see, this is the string that you are able to see. This is the normal hyphen, so it will replace all the commas that is there right over here. Okay, it will replace all the commas that are there right over here, and we will be able to append. Okay, so the answer that we'll be getting is Jack hyphen O hyphen Lantern. Okay, Jack hyphen O hyphen Lantern. If I'm running this particular line of code, you will be able to see that we are getting Jack hyphen O hyphen Lantern. Whatever string. So if I'm just not putting up anything right over here, okay, if I'm making sure that this particular string is empty, okay, my concatenation string is empty right over here, just apply a little bit of brain. Okay, Python is something that even if I'm silent, okay, even if I'm just showing you the code, you should be able to understand it. Python is something like that. It is basic English itself. You are having three characters, three particular elements that are present in the string. I'm having something called as join. Okay, when whatever string that I'm putting in front of join, okay, I'm able to see that in between all the elements that is present in the string. So if I'm running this as an empty string itself, it just concatenates all the three elements: Jack, O, Lantern. If I'm putting up a space right over here as a string, I'm getting Jack space O space Lantern. If I'm putting any gibberish right over here, JB007, okay, I'm putting up JB007 right over here. If I'm running this, I'm getting Jack JB007 O JB007 Lantern. If I'm just putting 007 as well right over here, I'm getting Jack 007 O007 Lantern. So whatever string that I'm putting right over here, that is getting inserted in the middle of these strings itself. As simple as that. Okay, it is used as a, like, you're having three bricks and you're putting up concrete in the middle of them. Okay, you're putting up concrete in the middle of them. As simple as that. Nothing too difficult about it to understand. Okay, great. So let's move on to the next particular thing. What if I want to insert a particular element in a list? Okay, if I want to insert a particular element at the end of a list itself, in that particular method we are going to use the append method. Okay, there we are going to put up the append method right over here. Please focus upon the class itself. The class has been started at 6:10 and you guys want to leave at 7. That is not going to be the case. Even I have a festival that I have to attend today. I'm taking up 2 boot camps. So if you are not here to study, you can leave the class. As simple as that. It's not a compulsion to sit in the class itself. Yes, you will be leaving out on certificates, but nevertheless, you're not even focusing upon the class for knowledge as well. So there's no need to just sit in the class and write in the live chat that, sir, I need to leave at 7. If I leave the class at 7:30 as well, that's just 30 minutes more. Please do not disturb the class and focus upon the class itself. Try to learn as much as possible. Okay. So right over here, as you're able to see, we are having a particular list that is A, B, C, D. Okay, we are having a particular list that is A, B, C, D right over here. If I want to insert, okay, if I want to insert a new element at the end of the list itself, if I want to insert a new element at the end of the list itself, I just have to use dot append. So letters, that is the name of my list. So letters dot append at the end, and the element that I want to insert at the end itself. Okay, I'm going to insert character E at the end of the list. Okay, and again, because lists are mutable in nature, we can modify them. That is the reason why we are able to append this E at the end. So now when I am running this particular line of code, okay, Now I'm running this particular line of code. We are able to get A, B, C, D, and E at the end. Okay, we are able to get A, B, C, D, and we are able to append E at the end as well. Okay, as simple as that, nothing too complicated. Append is an English word. It's not even related to programming. Okay, you should be able to understand this very easily. Again, Python is more about English, less about coding. Okay, so now that has been done. The next particular data type, data structure that we are going to learn about is tuples. Okay, we have learned about lists. This is another useful container, another useful data that we are going to learn about, and it's very easy to understand as well. Nothing to data structure that we are going to learn about, nothing too hard about it, very simple to understand as well. So tuple is another useful container. It's a data type for immutable ordered sequence of elements. Okay, this is a data type for immutable ordered sequence of elements. They are often used to store related pieces of information. Okay, so for example, you want to store the coordinates of a particular latitude, longitude, and height. So you basically use tuples. You want to store the coordinates of a vector as well. So x, y, z measurements. Okay, you use a vector. You want to store length, height, and width. You use a tuple itself. So in all these particular cases where you have a particular measurement or you have a particular thing that you want to store that is related to each other very closely, having the exact same units, usually we use tuples in place of other data structures, okay, instead of other data structures itself. So for example, and this is something that we have already seen. Okay, we have already seen how to use tuples in the case of multiple assignment operator. Do you guys remember multiple variable assignment operator, guys? Do you guys remember multiple variable assignment operator? Please let me know. Do you guys remember multiple variable assignment operator, guys, that we had learned? So there, if you guys remember, let me just go back to the top. I think so it was here somewhere. Yeah. So I can write the exact same thing right over here in parenthesis. I can put a parenthesis on both the ends. And now this is a tuple. Okay. So it is not compulsory to put a parenthesis. Okay, if it makes your code a bit clearer, you can put up the parenthesis. Otherwise, you can opt out or not to put up the parenthesis as well. There's no issues whatsoever. Okay, but nevertheless, okay, here without even realizing, without even studying about parenthesis, you are using parenthesis right over here. Okay, and you are using tuples right over here. So what we did, okay, without the parenthesis, this is basically tuple itself. On the left hand side, you are having tuple of height, length, and width. On the right hand side, you are having a tuple of 3, 6, and 2. So this is an example of tuple usage of tuple itself, and the use that we did was the multiple assignment operator. So it is as simple as possible as well. There's no issues right over here. Okay, so if you guys remember, we had already used tuples without even realizing it. Now creating a tuple is extremely simple. Okay, you are having a particular you can or you cannot, like I said, it is not necessary to put the rounded parenthesis right over here. You can remove the parenthesis as well, and that will still be considered as a tuple. Okay, so there's no use in that. What is a vector? Dude, like this is mathematics, like 10th standard mathematics itself. If you don't know what is a vector, I guess you should go back into 10th standard and start studying again. So in the xyz coordinates that are there, you put up a mar that is x comma y comma z, and then you connect it to the origin itself. You put up an arrow right over there, you made a vector. So vector is not something that is related to Python. Again, any topic that is related to Python, I will be explaining it. But having a basic knowledge of mathematics, 10th standard, 11th standard mathematics, is something that I expect from you guys. Okay, because you are in college, no matter you are choosing commerce, no matter you are choosing any kind of engineering, okay, whether it be civil, mechanical, or anything, BSc, MSc, anything that you're choosing, basic 10th standard mathematics should be something that I guess you should be able to understand. Okay, so like I said, here I'm creating a vector. Again, creating a vector has a particular x, y, and z coordinates associated with it. So the x coordinate is 4, the y coordinate is 5, and the z coordinate is 9 right over here. Okay, so I've created a vector, and then again, as you're able to see right over here, we can access the elements of a vector itself, of a tuple. Okay, this is a tuple. I can put up a parenthesis, I can even avoid it, it is up to me. Okay, the rule for putting up the parenthesis is that if it makes the code a bit clearer, you should be able to put the parenthesis. If it is putting the parenthesis or not putting the parenthesis, not making any kind of changes, or it is not making the code clearer, you can avoid it as well. There's no issues whatsoever. Okay, so we are having this particular vector, so we can access the elements by using vector 0, vector 1, and vector 2, just like indexing, because tuples again is ordered in nature. So if I'm running this particular line of code, you are able to see 4, 5, and 9 printed on your screen. Now the difference between a tuple and a list is very easy. Tuple is an immutable object, whereas a list is a mutable object. That's the only difference right over there. Just like strings, tuples are immutable in nature, whereas in the case of lists, lists were mutable in nature. That is the major difference between a tuple and a list itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. The timing of the boot camp hasn't been changed. I think so. The last class as well, we had taken it up at 6 o'clock, and we had informed about the timing on the WhatsApp groups as well, that the time will be from 6 o'clock. The boot camp had been scheduled in the morning itself for 6 o'clock. So again, if you guys have been active on the WhatsApp group, or you have just visited the last class as well, I told you guys that the class will be from 6 o'clock itself. So if you haven't learned about it, that means that you were not focusing upon in the class, and then that's your mistake, not ours. Okay, so yeah. Next, what we are going to do is lists are very similar to, sorry, tuples are very similar to lists. That is, they store an ordered collection of objects which can be accessed by their indexes. However, unlike lists, tuples are immutable in nature. You cannot add and remove items from tuples or sort them in place. So all the different things, sorting, okay, or adding new elements, or changing or modifying elements, you cannot do that in case of tuples, because it is immutable in nature. Okay, so we have already learned about multiple assignment operation that was used, where we use tuples without even knowing or learning about tuples as well. Okay, in the same way, there are other methods that are there. Okay, other things, this is called as tuple unpacking. Okay, it is basically the exact same and multiple assignment of multiple variable assignment operation, but just done in two separate lines. So this method is called as tuple unpacking. Okay, this method is called as tuple unpacking right over here. So location, okay, we are creating a particular variable called as location, that is a tuple. It creates two particular markings. Okay, 108.7774 and 92.5556. So location contains a tuple that has these two values right over here, and again we are creating a new tuple, that is latitude and longitude. Okay, we are creating a new tuple, that is latitude and longitude right over here, and we are unpacking the tuple by writing the name of the tuple, that is location. Okay, location was the tuple that we had created. Okay, and we are putting it up right over here, and this is called as tuple unpacking. The exact same thing we did it using, like, if we did it in a single line. Okay, if I'm just writing it as this is equals to the number that is there, this particular thing will be referred to as multiple variable assignment operation. Okay, this will be referred to as multiple variable assignment operation, but the exact same thing done in two lines is called as tuple unpacking. So many people will be asking you in interviews to write up an example of tuple unpacking and an example of multiple assignment variable assignment operation as well, just to understand your knowledge of tuples. So you should be able to identify and remember both of them. Very simple, very easy to understand, nothing too complicated as well. Just if you are reading it, even if you're not able to understand it, just read it, you will be able to understand it pretty well. There's nothing too much brain that you have to apply right over here. Okay, and then we can directly use dot format method. We have already learned about the dot format method as well, to print out the latitude and longitude, and we'll be able to get that the coordinates are 108.7774 and 92.5556. As simple as this. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Good. Okay. Now that you have learned about it as well, the next thing that I want you guys to understand is the next particular data structure that you guys need to learn about is sets. Okay, we have learned about lists, we have learned about tuples. The next data structure that we need to learn about is sets. A set is a data type for mutable unordered collection of unique elements. So sets are mutable in nature, but also that they are unordered in nature. Up till now we have only looked at ordered elements, okay, ordered structures itself. This is an unordered collection of unique elements. Again, please remember, unordered collection of unique elements. You cannot have like repeated elements inside a set. It is all the elements that are present in a set is unique right over there. Okay, so right over here what I'm going to do is I'm creating a list. Okay, this is a list as you're able to see. So numbers is equals to 1263116. Okay, so this is a so for those who have missed what I've said, okay, please do not tell me to repeat. The text is on your screen itself, you can literally read it if you were not able to listen to me carefully. Okay, I've not yet explained anything, I've just said something and I've told you guys to remember it. So I've not explained anything up till this point of time. You should be able to understand this. So right over here on my screen, as you're able to see, we are having numbers. This is a normal list. Okay, we have created a normal list right over here. Okay, we are having 1263116. Okay, this is a normal list, nothing too difficult about it to understand. Okay, nothing too complicated, a list of numbers. And then we are creating a set right over here called as unique nums. We are going to create a set right over here called as unique nums. Okay, and to convert this list, okay, to convert this list into a set, okay, to convert this list into a set, you just have to write set and then parenthesis, you have to specify the list that you want to convert. Okay, that you want to convert into a set itself. So numbers is a particular list that we have created and we are converting into a set itself. Now when we are printing unique nums on your screen, you're able to see that a particular set is created using curly braces. First of all, okay, you're having a square braces. A square braces was created using just for lists. Okay, you were having the rounded brackets that was used for your tuples, and a curly braces is used for creating a set itself. Inside of a set you are having unique elements only. Okay, you don't have any kind of repetitions inside of it. Okay, so if we are changing this as well, if I'm removing this from right over here and replacing it right over here itself, and then again I'm running this particular line of code, you're still able to see that the set that I'm creating, I'm having 1 2 3 and 6 as our main numbers. Okay, it's not following any kind of order. It's not as if like 3 is the first element, so I will be having 3 at the start itself, having 1 as the second element, so I will have 1 as the second element, and 2 as the third element, so I will have 2 as the third element. It's not like that. Okay, it's unordered in nature. It's not as if whatever you are creating, that is the kind of order that it will be there. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. So again, I'm reminding you guys, it is unordered and contains unique elements, and it is mutable in nature as well. Unordered, it is containing unique elements, and it is mutable in nature as well. These 3 points, you have to just jot it down in your brain. There's nothing else to understand it than that. Okay, great. So sets support the in operator as the same way that list do. So it supports the in and not in operators, that is the membership operators. You can add elements to sets using the add method, and remove elements from the set using the pop method, similar to list. So let us try to understand that as well using examples. Although when you add an element, when you pop an element from a set, a random element is removed. Okay, so remember that unlike list, there are sets are unordered, so there is no last element. Let's try to understand it via an example itself. To create a set, okay, I've created a set right over here: apple, banana, orange, and grapefruit. Okay, I've created a set called as fruit. Whatever I've said right over here, I will be making you guys understand that using examples. So be chill. Okay, it will be very easy for you guys to understand. Okay, so you are having a particular set called as fruit right over here, and to create a set, it's extremely simple. You just put up curly braces, you put up all the elements inside of it, so apple, banana, orange, and grapefruit inside of it right over here. Then what you're going to do is print watermelon in fruit. Okay, we are checking for an element right over here: is watermelon present in fruit or not? Again, in the, as you are able to see, watermelon is not present in the fruit, so we are able to get false as our answer. Okay, we are able to get false as an answer. Please don't get ahead of yourself. Okay, if you haven't understood this itself, why are you going towards dictionary? We'll be learning about dictionary after this only, so please be chill. Okay, do not get ahead of yourself. There are 15 different things that you don't know that exist in Python that I'm not even going to cover, but you have heard about dictionary, so you're asking about it. We will be covering that. We will be able to understand it. Okay, so please be chill about it. Do not worry. There's a lot that we will be covering. Right now, focus upon what I'm teaching. Okay, so the next thing is, let's see that we want to add an element. So fruit, that is the name of the set that we are having. Okay, dot add watermelon. This will add watermelon inside our set called as fruit. Okay, it will add our element, that is watermelon, inside of our set called as fruit itself. So let us see that what happens when we are printing our set out. We are having apple, watermelon, grapefruit, banana, orange. As we're able to see, like, first I had apple, then I have banana, orange, and grapefruit. That is what how I created the set. Okay, apple, banana, orange, grapefruit. I created the set in that particular way, but the answer that I'm getting is apple, grapefruit, banana, orange. Apple, grapefruit, banana, orange right over here. There is no order being followed right over here. Okay, there is no order being followed right over here. When I added an element to the set itself, it got added randomly somewhere in the middle. It did not get added like at a particular position or something like that. It is unordered in nature. So even though apple was first, banana was second, orange was third, grapefruit was fourth, when I created it, the way that it was stored, apple was first, banana was third, grapefruit was second, orange was fourth. That is what it means, that it is unordered in nature. Now you can use, okay, if you want to pop out an element, okay, it will remove a random element from the list, from the set. Okay, it will remove a random element, okay, element from the set itself. So when you are writing fruit dot pop, okay, in that particular way, a random element. Here the element that was popped out was apple. So a random element from the set is being popped out, it is being taken out of the set, and that you are able to print it out on your screen as well. So print fruit dot pop, so whatever element that you took out of the set, that is being printed, that is apple was taken out. It is a random element that is being taken out, there's no sense in that as well. And then you are printing fruit again, the new particular set. Okay, we are printing the new set after popping the element out. We're getting watermelon, grapefruit, banana, and orange, because we took out apple from the set itself. We took out apple from the set itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Good. So we use the square brackets for list, rounded brackets for tuples, and curly braces for sets. In the case when we just had elements, singular elements in the object, okay, whatever object that we are having, whether it be a list, whether it be a tuple, or whether it be a set, whenever we are having single elements, okay, so for example in list we are having 1 2 3 4, or strings itself, single elements. In tuples as well, in sets as well. Now dictionaries is a bit different from all these three. Dictionaries is another data structure that exists in Python, but it is a bit different from the other data structures that are there. Now when you hear about the term dictionary, what is the first thing that comes into your mind, guys? You don't know anything about Python programming, I don't know shit. Okay, I'm a normal student, I have no idea about programming in general. When I say dictionary to you, what is the first thing that pops in your mind, guys? Can you guys let me know? When I say dictionary, what is the first thing that pops in your mind, guys? What is the first thing that pops in your mind, guys, when I say dictionary, when you don't know anything about programming, when you don't know anything about your programming itself? Oxford Dictionary. Okay, that is the answer that I was looking forward to. English dictionary book or Oxford Dictionary. You think about Oxford Dictionary, that is the only kind of dictionary that you know about until unless you have learned programming. Okay, so in that particular case, we need to understand. Okay, we need to understand that. Okay, so how to relate? Okay, the name dictionary must have come from somewhere, and that is 100% sure that it came from the Oxford Dictionary itself. So when you look at the Oxford Dictionary, okay, let me draw the Oxford Dictionary right over here. I'll make you guys understand what is a dictionary in Python using Oxford Dictionary, so that will be easier for you guys to grasp as well. So an Oxford Dictionary looks something like this. Let me just draw a very shitty ass Oxford Dictionary. My drawing is not that great. You guys have already seen that, but still I will try to draw it for you guys. Give me a second. Oh shit. Give me a second, guys. My drawing is not that great, so I'm trying to draw a dictionary. Okay, so I've drawn a very bad looking dictionary right over here. But if you guys remember, whenever you buy a dictionary, on the side of the dictionary, you must have seen some markings. Okay, on the side of the dictionary, you must have seen some markings like this. Do you guys remember that? Please do let me know. On the side of the dictionary, on the side of the Oxford Dictionary, you must have seen these markings. Do you guys remember that? Please do let me know, guys. You guys remember these markings on the side of the dictionary itself? Okay, so now for example, if I want to go to all the words that start with the letter O, okay, all the words that start with the letter O, so I'll just find like, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Okay, so here it is O. So I'll just open this particular part up. I will open this particular part of the book up from this marking. Okay, whatever the marking is, I'll open this particular part of the book, and it will contain, okay, it will contain all the words, okay, and their meanings. Okay, all the words and their meanings that start with the letter O. Okay, that start with the letter O. Okay, do you guys agree with it or not? Do you guys agree with it or not? Please let me know. This is how a dictionary works. Now, in that particular case itself, I can treat this particular marking. Yeah, I can treat this particular marking as my key, itself, by which I'm easily able to get access to, and this is the value, that is all the words and their meanings that start with the letter O. So this is the value right over here. The key is O. Okay, the key right over here is O, the letter O, and the value is all the list of all the particular elements that start with O and their meaning. All the elements that start with O and their meaning. Similar to that, for this, the key will be, let's say, P. Okay, the key will be P, and the value that it contains will be all the elements, that's all the words that start with the letter P and their meanings. All the letters that start with the letter P and meanings. So a dictionary is nothing else but a key value pair. Okay, a dictionary, an Oxford dictionary as well, is nothing else but a key value pair itself. Nothing too complicated about it. Are you guys able to understand this? Okay, where the key is the letter and the value is all the words that start with that letter. Okay, all the words that start with that letter itself. So every single marking on that dictionary is a key, and all the words are the value that it contains. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. So we'll stop right over here. Now that I've given you a small understanding about the Oxford Dictionary, this last thing we will be doing it tomorrow. Okay, and then we'll be starting with control structures and all those kind of shit. Okay, so will be starting with control float from tomorrow onwards, and we'll be finishing off first of all dictionaries, and then we'll be starting with control flow. There's a lot that we have to cover, guys. A very huge amount of stuff that we have to cover. We'll try our best to cover it as soon as possible. Again, tomorrow the class will be at 6 o'clock, guys. I'll be showing you the attendance form for today. Give me a second. The class will again be tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We are not going to change the timing of the class itself. It is going to be at 6 o'clock. So please be ready for the same, guys. In the meanwhile, I'm just creating the attendance for you guys. This attendance will be live for the next 10 minutes itself. Okay. I'll just, so the date, what should I put it as the date, guys? Please let me know. What date should I put it up right over here? Please let me know. What date should I put up right over here, guys? Please let me know. What date should I put up for you guys? Please let me know, guys. What date should I put up? 7. Okay, so I'll just put up day 7 right over here on both the ends. Day 7, and responses are open. It will be just opened for 10 minutes. You won't be getting any more time, guys. So I'm just opening it for 10 minutes. Or generator B upload day 7. This is the QR code for today, guys. It will be open for the next 10 minutes. Please fill it up within that particular time itself. Tomorrow the class will be again at 6 o'clock. We'll be having from 6 to 7:25. Class will be there. We'll be finishing off with dictionaries, and we'll be starting off with control flow. It is going to be an easy class. There's not a lot that we will be doing, so please be on time. Tomorrow there will be multiple attendances because today the time has been changed. So that is the reason why we are giving you a particular, like, okay, today only 1 attendance. Tomorrow again there will be 2 attendance. So if you're not coming to the class, you will not be able to get these certificates as well. Please be on time on the class itself and throughout the class. So now that has been done, the QR has been saved, shared with you guys. We'll be ending the class and we'll be meeting tomorrow again at 6 o'clock. Please be ready for the same, guys. So thank you so much, and we'll meet again. Okay, thank you, guys. Have a good day ahead. Thank you, guys. Thank you.